I just thought maybe you go to La Vie and just, we know how to do pizza. So you go to Kibera, we know how to do Githeri.
During Face of Nakuru, you have like trainings, you have boot camps, you get to like interact with other models, you have all that. So I was looking at it from a point of getting to learn more about modeling because they are experienced models in this runway. So I'll get to like at least learn from them, and maybe after that now I'll maybe be better and be able to get other crowns. Actually, the first time I went there, I went with the mindset of like these people are like criminals and everything. But then after interacting with them, I came to realize some people are not there because they are criminals. They're just good people who like found themselves in situations. I like good people who are pushed to the point of like being the way they are. So I feel like we should extend more love.
Most of the time, there's a lot of complaints about the university pageants or the institutional pageants that either the judges were not correct or people were bribed or to be favored. Sometime last year, because I was part of the project before you gave in them, I was asked to get people to help talk to the prisoners at the biggest women prison in Kenya. That's Langata Women Prison. Yeah. And I invited a lot of queens. It was, I think, only you that was able to make it. Winning is not about who is backstage. I can be your best friend today, and I go for your crown. It doesn't stop me because my best friend is a queen now. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depends where you're watching us from, viewing us from. Sash Season 2, Episode 3, we have a very beautiful guest today. I don't know how to introduce her. She's a great person. She has done so much. So let me give her the opportunity to introduce herself to Sash and Style. Welcome to Sash and Style.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Jenifer Juma, former Face of Nakuru 2023 and current Miss Birmingham Kenya. I'm a model, commercial model, pageant, and also a student, cabin crew student. Yeah.
Great, former and current. I keep saying in pageantry is like the American president. The president is still Barack Obama president. You're still Face of Nakuru 2023-24. That will never change. There'll never be another one. So never say former. You're still the queen forever. Okay. So at this juncture, we just like to know your journey into pageant. How did it start?
I feel like my journey into pageant started because of, let me say, passion and just self-acceptance. Because back in high school, I feel like I wasn't so much appreciated about my body being petite, being tiny. It was kind of a disadvantage when I was in high school. But then I found a way through it of appreciating my body and feeling more confident in myself through pageant. So I can say that's why I love pageant. My first ever contest was in high school, which was not so serious. It was just about catwalking and basically that. And I never got any crown, but I feel I felt appreciated when I was in the runway. I felt loved for being tiny at that time. I looked at it from the perspective of beauty only. But then now after high school, I decided to try like campus pageant. But then now I feel when I tried campus pageant, it came with a purpose now. It was about making other girls now feel confident in their bodies, because I feel like through it, I managed to like appreciate myself more. So now my first pageant after high school was now Miss Rift Valley. And I was first runners up, which felt so nice because I was so green at that time. I was so green. And I feel like getting first runners up was like an achievement. So after that, I decided to try Face of Nakuru.
So basically, at where we are at, the two things that I've picked from your conversation. One is the body shaming,
Yeah.
Two is the pageant in university.
Yeah.
So my question is, most of the time in pageants, people talk about body shaming
Yeah.
when they have extra. I don't know which word to use, but I've always had complaints about the plus size but not petite models. That was one. This comes with a shock and strange. Secondly, you become first runners up. Most of the time, there's a lot of complaints about the university pageants or the institutional pageants that either the judges were not correct or people were bribed or to be favored. So with those two questions, could you let us know if your pageant or you've heard of pageants where judges are compromised to get the girls win. Number two, about the body shaming and stuff like that.
So I feel like generally everywhere, even out of campus, you will find those such kind of comments about judges not being fair and all that. But I feel like when you go for a contest, I feel all models go for contests in the hope of winning and like getting something. So I feel like there's disappointment that comes with not being able to get the crown. And so I feel like some people take disappointments positively and just acknowledging the fact that maybe it wasn't meant for you or like there's something better for you. But some people tend to like change it and make it about themselves and like start questioning themselves, and then it brings that point of feeling like, oh, she was given because of this and this. But I feel like it's because you don't want to like just accept the fact that you didn't get the crown does not mean you're less of a person or like you didn't deserve it. Maybe it's not just your time, and like maybe you have other good things that will come your way after. So I feel like for all the pageants that I've contested in, I feel like they were so genuine and so transparent. Even the fact that I got first runners up and not really the winner, I feel like it wasn't about me not being good enough to be given the crown. It wasn't just my time. And queens should learn to like just know it's not your time and maybe you'll get a better crown or something. Yeah. Oh, and about body shaming.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has preference. I feel like there are people who love thick people, let me say that, thick. And there are people who love petite. So in always, I feel like when you lose weight, people will tell you, oh, you've lost a lot of weight, you need to eat. At the same time, when you eat, people will tell you need to go to the gym and lose weight. So it's just like,
it's just you, just be you. Let people judge. People will judge you whether you do good or bad. They'll still judge you. This issue of corruption in judging, I think what you've done and most models don't do is do due diligence. People want to have 10 crowns in 1 year. Definitely you cannot have more than 1 crown in 1 year. So you'll jump to 1, 2, 3, 4. Not everybody is genuine. Number one, not all events are genuine. So you find people complaining. Those are people who either the mindset is to win. Joy tells us she was runners up and she was content with it. Competition always is a winner and a loser. Sometimes you find the person who lost probably in a pageant and decides to go for another one, or probably change their career from competition and try to be a designer or even just a makeup artist, and they move and become the best of what they think they're supposed to, their line is. Because some people will come and they're doing Face of Nakuru and you can see probably this one should have done better in a plus size somewhere or something. So they're not sure what they want because they haven't done research of, like, just before we were discussing about what face would you need in your pageant. So I think definitely there's that corruption that happens. We can't deny that in every field. But genuine pageants, when you do good research, you'll find out that the past winners are content, the losers are content, and then you can move. So my advice to young people, don't just jump to any river. You utakula na crocodile. Yeah. So good enough. I cut you at that point where you're saying You did campus, then you went to Face of
Face of
Nakuru.
Nakuru.
How was it different from the campus event?
I feel like Face of Nakuru was more intense. And then before going to Face of Nakuru, I heard like a lot about it. People were saying it's like for more experienced models, people who have been in the industry, people who know like things in the industry. And then it was so challenging because there are models with big titles contesting for the same title. And I only had like a campus title, which was not even the winner. It was runners up. So I felt like going to Face of Nakuru, I didn't go because I was sure I was going to win. I just went because I feel like it was a challenge for me. And being able to be on that runway was going to be like a confidence booster to me and like a process, a learning process kinda. Because you know during Face of Nakuru you have like trainings, you have boot camps, you get to like interact with other models, you have all that. So I was looking at it from a point of getting to learn more about modeling because they are experienced models in this runway, so I'll get to like at least learn from them, and maybe after that now I'll maybe be better and be able to get other crowns.
I saw you through the process because I was part of the management,
Yes.
and I could see your input in terms of the timing, the rehearsal, dressing the way you need, and even your clothes. Then people forget that in pageant again, when you have people who are supporting you, the morale on the stage, there's something about that comes with it, and you had all that in the entire season that you're contesting. One of the things that I've learned from models, I judge a lot of pageants. You find a model coming in with a dress that probably is torn somewhere, and you can see this is not accidentally done backstage. Probably it was negligent. They didn't see, or they saw it and said, maybe the judge wouldn't notice. Then that one can be forgiven. You find a model on stage, and you could see her heels of the shoes, male models. They're not well kept. Probably ametembea kutoka stage amekuja nayo ni neat. It looks the difference between that person who's watching and you on stage. You can't differentiate. I look better as an audience than the person on stage. So most of the time you find models are not very keen. They think when you have a perfect catwalk, when you have the best makeup, then you can do it. I think you did it all, and this is what I would advise the models. If you're coming as a model, there's totally a thin line between you and the farmer who's going to farm. They don't care about the hair, they don't care about the look, the model. You must look that model. You're a brand. So if you're going into modeling, please make sure anybody who's looking at you when you're walking in to the venue, you must look different and stuff like that. So again, just for advice, I think that process you did it so well. Now you're done, you've done the face, you've won the crown. What else did you do in terms of your year of reign before you gave the crown to the next queen? Was it just looking beautiful, the crown, or there any responsibility you had to do?
I feel like it was like a learning process to me because it was my first crown. So having it, okay, we're going to like compete for the crown. I didn't really expect to win. So to be honest, I was so green. But at the same time, after winning, I had like people who came to support, people who are part of the Face of Nakuru team who are like able to support me through the process of doing my projects. I had like support from the government and like other people. So I feel like that was where I started from. And basically I used the crown to build my personality and like have a character and be a queen and be someone who like can walk into a room and people will notice. I used it to build my confidence, my presence, self-esteem. At the same time, I used it to at least try and impact in the community. At that time, I was doing mental health, and also I was also doing environment. So through the support I got from the sponsors and everything, I was able to like do a few projects to at least have a positive impact in the community.
Just getting back to where we started, where you have a model with 10 sachets, and the only time you can see them out there is curtain raising for another event. A serious pageant has a purpose.
Yeah.
And I saw you do a lot of stuff, I think St. Clair in El Bagon, and a number of activity, Jamii, Nakuru, and stuff like that. So could you just tell our viewers some of the projects that you did that you're proud and you feel fulfilled that you actually gave back to society?
I feel like my best projects were going to schools to like talk to students, because I felt connected to them. I felt like I had a better understanding of how they feel because I was once there. And it was like a big platform for me to also boost my confidence, because speaking to like a good number of students who like see you as a role model and you have to like give them your best side, it really helped me boost my confidence. So that was my favorite project. And I also loved the children's home visits, because it's nice to give people the feeling of being home and being loved, because I believe there are people out here who didn't choose their situations, and they're out there living without people to help them, without people to make them feel loved. It's not just about giving people food, and it's about making people feel the feeling of having a home and having people who surround you with love. So I also loved that. Yeah.
Great. One event that you did that I think probably you're forgetting, and for me, it's a fulfilling, it's something that I would sing on top of the roof every other time. I meet people was sometime last year, because I was part of the project before giving them. I was asked to get people to help talk to the prisoners at the biggest women prison in Kenya. That's Langata Women Prison.
Yeah.
And I invited a lot of queens. I think only you that was able to make it to train and talk to those women at the prison. Tell us about the experience. What did you feel about just being in that prison where, after this I'll go home and probably have peace and think about that lady with a kid in prison? Because I know if I was to be in a room without feeling sick or not sleeping, and my friends are out, I feel like there's something missing. So tell me about your experience at Langata Women Prison when you trained them during Miss Langata Women Prison. Probably it may not look so big to you. I think of all the projects, that would have been for me
The biggest. I feel like it was good and challenging at the same time, because let me not even talk about the people I was training, the girls. I feel like the experience with the officers, the tight security, it was at some point traumatizing, because seeing people feeling so enclosed, not allowed to even like do the random things that we are able to do, made me appreciate life in a different way. But at the same time, being around the girls in prison made me realize there are people who are in there who are just good people. A few mistakes made them go there, or like a few misunderstandings, but they're just normal humans who also need love and need people who can help them appreciate the talents they have, the good in them that they have to like share with other people. So I feel like the experience was good, and also being able to having that chance also made me feel like the world appreciates models also. And at the same time, being able to train the women in prison made me realize there's a a lot that we don't really appreciate, and we see them as like random things that are not even important. But the moment you get to lose those things, you realize you've been having so much. And so generally from the whole prison thing, what I'd like to like tell people is, whenever you feel sad or you feel depressed, or you feel like you're not good enough or you're not having much in life, you should remind yourself that you're having a lot of freedom, a lot of privileges, that there are other people who don't even have, but they're still living life and able to just do the little that they are allowed to do. So yeah, it was a good experience generally.
Great. I want you to keep talking about this prison experience. When I went there, I felt like a prisoner because once you
Yeah.
get to the gate, you have to
They
remove your
take
belt.
everything.
They check you. So I'm trying to imagine me
Yeah.
as a guest. What about the prisoners who are in there? I've done a lot of prisons visits and stuff like that. And when I talk to the officers, some are innocently there. Probably
Yeah.
you threw a piece of paper and you can't afford the 3,000, so you're there for 3 months. Your people can't afford. I think government should look into trying to sort that nyumba kumi where I can negotiate with you and just be free, because freedom is the best thing that you can ever have. This I was bringing out because I talked to a lot of models and they thought, why should I go to prison? A lot of people judge when you come from prison. Most of them are either they want to stay there because of mentally they'll be judged by people. Sometimes you just did a mistake, maybe like the girl who is serving life in sentence. She stabbed the boyfriend like 26 times. It was out of that hunger. She regrets doing that later on in life. And she's changed. A lot of people have changed there. And so we don't need to judge our fellow people. I mean, maybe I might be the worst person, but I've never been caught into that situation.
Actually, the first time I went there, I went with the mindset of like, these people are like criminals and everything. But then after interacting with them, I came to realize some people are not there because they are criminals. They're just good people who like found themselves in situations. I like good people who are pushed to the point of like being the way they are. So I feel like we should extend more love and grace to them. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for handling that and understanding and just preaching peace and the freedom is the most thing that you can ever have. Back to pageantry. You're done with the Nakuru and you think, I need to conquer the capital city of this country, and you're in this one of the biggest pageant, I would say, in this country. Tell us about you call it Miss Trade or Birmingham?
Birmingham.
Okay, tell us about Birmingham. Somebody, I told somebody about Birmingham, saying, "Oh, London, the city in the UK and stuff." Like London, it's a Kenyan event, yeah.
So Birmingham is basically Miss Industrialization Kenya. And I feel like after Face of Nakuru, I really wanted to try like a, let me say it national, not, okay, national pageant kinda. And at the same time, during my reign as Face of Nakuru, I had like a lot of, the first time after trying Face of Nakuru, I was not really ready for what comes with winning. So after winning, so many people were against it. They were like, no, you didn't get it from like a genuine point. You did other things to get it. You understand what comes with winning. So I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to go for Birmingham because I didn't know like anyone. First to begin with, I didn't know anyone. It was in Nairobi and I used to like stay in Nakuru. So it was going to be like a new environment. And also I wanted to like
So you say you didn't know
for...
anyone. Did you know anyone in Face of Nakuru?
I didn't know anyone at that time, but I used to stay in Nakuru.
Yeah, so your friends.
Yeah,
are
I was
protesting.
familiar
Okay.
with like some people around. But now going to Birmingham, this is a new place. I don't know anyone. I assumed nobody knew me. I assumed like I was so new to like people, and I was looking at it as a like challenge to me to like prove that you can just be genuine and get good things. So it was like a challenge to me. And at the same time, I was also inspired by the former Queen of Birmingham. I felt like after winning Birmingham, to me, she did her best and she was out there winning. So she also inspired me to like try it out.
So that's where you are. Rumors have been heard that you said you didn't know anyone.
Yeah, sure.
So there's accusation you are close to the queen then, and she influenced your winning. For me, the person who's been in pageantry and knows exactly what happens.
Yes.
I know with a proper pageant like that, a beauty queen cannot influence the judges. Just to make it clear, does this accusation hold water? How you said you didn't know. The world out there says they're best of friends.
So funny enough, when I was contesting for Birmingham, we were not friends. I was just seeing her on social media, and probably she was also seeing me, but we were not friends at that time. We became friends after Birmingham, actually. So I feel like people are just assuming, or maybe because they see us together all the time, they feel like it began like years ago, but we started being friends after Birmingham, actually. And I think people will always talk, but the whole thing, I believe, and I know it was not influenced by her. And at the same time, she was not one of the judges. So
I think correctly, winning is not about who is backstage. I can be your best friend today, and I go for your crown. It doesn't stop me because my best friend is a queen now.
And at the same time, I feel like pageant is not all about like what you do on the runway on the day of the event. I feel like it comes with a lot of character, your presence and all that. And people don't get to see all that because it happens during boot camp. So you're only able to get to know the contestants during the boot camp and see their presence, how they keep time and come for the events, how good they look when they show up. So all that is done during the boot camp. And so every other person only gets to see the runway part. And I believe when you go for contest and at the moment you're able to like get into the runway, it means you are worthy of getting that crown.
True enough. I think it's just a Kenyan character where when you win, people have to find something to talk about. Not just in pageantry, in politics, in a lot of circles where probably this happens, but you are judged. And I think the best thing that can happen for those models who won genuinely, some of them go through mental health because you are judged. You know you didn't do it. If you're weak enough, then you break down. I think you need to do your thing. Whether you do correct or wrong, people will always judge you. So
and also I
don't
feel
listen.
Like, and also
Sorry.
Just to interrupt, I feel like before you go for a contest, if you want to be okay mentally and just appreciate yourself, go in there knowing if you win, people will be against you. If you lose, people will come to you with reasons that will make you feel bad about the event and everything. But at the same time, when you go for contests, go there for experience and go there knowing that all of you, like any of you, can get the crown. So don't go there with the feeling that you really have to get the crown, that if you don't get it, it means it was not fair and all that. Just go there for the experience. Go there to network. Go there to get to know people. And just be yourself and be a good person because your character really matters. If you get the crown, well and good. If you don't get it, maybe there's something better prepared for you.
Yeah, I think what you've spoken about is networking, which I think my guests in season 2, episode 1 and episode 2 have talked about. If you don't go there to network and think you just want to win and you're alone, you'll never make it in pageant.
Yes.
You'll break down, you'll get disappointed, you end up probably in ICU somewhere. It's a competition. I support a team called Arsenal that we've not won trophies for 20 years, and I'm still strong because I believe one day we'll win. So, as a model, if you don't win, please keep trying if you think this is your thing. Miss USA 2016, I tried 5 times. The 6th time when she was giving up, she won Miss USA and represented in the Miss Universe pageant. So again, I think we must be able to accept losing and keep constantly doing what we do if we think it's the best thing. So I think for me, I love the way you've handled it. It's say what you have to say. I did my best. I did the correct thing, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing when the right time comes. So you done Miss Birmingham. You won. You are now the current queen of Birmingham. Tell us the experience you've gotten there, what you're doing right now. If there's a young girl who wants to join Birmingham, what do they need to do and stuff like that?
So far, so good. I'd say I love the experience and the whole thing. I love it. There are so many challenges. Actually, this year I got a lot of like hate and everything because so many people felt like I really didn't deserve to get the crown, and so many people feel like I don't like interact with. I don't know. They have a lot of reasons to like hate, which is very much okay and it's allowed. But generally, I'd say Birmingham is a good title. It really helped me elevate in terms of commercial modeling. I've met so many people through Birmingham. I've met so many brands. To a young girl watching this and you want to like, maybe you feel like you would want to try Birmingham, my advice to you is just be yourself, work hard. I didn't really do anything to get that crown. And so people were saying, oh, to be Miss Birmingham, you have to have a lot of money. I don't have money. People were saying to be Miss Birmingham, you have to know certain people. No, I went there and I was alone while doing all that. So you go there, do your best, be you, work hard, and just go for the crown. If it is yours, you'll get it. And after getting it, it comes with so many positive things. And currently, with Birmingham, I've been working with Simama na Watoto. It's an organization that deals with like visiting children's homes and just cooking for them, having that moment with them, and just bonding and connecting. So that has been my project for like my reign, and so far so good. I can't really complain.
Great. When you talk about Simama na Watoto, going for them, going to talk to them and stuff like that, Watoto can be anyone in Lavington. Is it the less fortunate or just any Watotos?
No, it's not any Watoto. It's about we go to like children's homes and like just see kids who don't have homes, who are maybe like not having enough food, shelter, all that. It's not about any random kid. It's about the less fortunate. Yeah.
So maybe I just thought maybe you go to La Vie and say, we know how to do pizza. So you go to Kibera, we know how to do githeri. So I get because pageantry is about giving back to society and the less fortunate. So you're doing a good job. One of the things that apart from now, as the contestants, the event organizers, there's some stuff that you'll hear from out there that sometimes are very discouraging. There are a lot of con men, there are a lot of briefcase pageant organizers and stuff like that. But also in Kenya, I think people are too smart. So sometimes you find you're into pageant and you go to pageant and somebody will tell you, I had this parents that told, hey, your daughter is participating and if you give me 5,000 or 30, 50,000, then she's gonna win. You as an event organizer, you've never seen or asked for, leave alone money, support for somebody to be able to be given a crown. Um, just to advise the parents, uh, you've been in 2 events, 3, and I don't know whether somebody has asked for money or you've given money, but according to what you've said today, you've never given or favors to be able to get the crown. The people who've been conned and they cry after that when they realize, hey, boss, these guys are not even involved in this. So, what do you advise the parents, the fathers, sisters who are helping their younger ones to get into crowning or pageantry?
My advice to them is to do proper research on the pageants they want to like get involved with, and also learn to be genuine, because when you accept to like pay to win events, that's kind of promoting like the same behavior. So just learn to be genuine and work hard for what you want. Yeah.
I think you've answered it very well. Just be genuine. Don't give money in return. I've seen Kenya has one of the best athletes, but at some point they've ended up going to getting drugs to try and give them more power, and it's really messed Kenyan name somewhere. But just 1 or 2 people who've been lied to, and they get themselves into that situation. So as a model, as a mother, as a parent, don't give bribe for somebody to win. Sometimes you find it turns around you, and then, like our queen has said, you're the bad one because you're already doing what is not right. So, apart from people believe queens have the money, you say sometimes people judge you because of how you dress and look. Is it rightful that pageant has paid your bills in this few years that you have contested, or is just you the person that even before pageant you always dressed nice or looked great?
I feel like generally you have to like invest in yourself to be seen. To become a brand, you really have to put yourself out there and just give people the best version of you. But at the same time, I wouldn't say it has not paid my bills. It has, so many times. And models, I feel like models have a wrong perspective of like so many things. Dressing well does not mean you really have a lot of money. It's just good grooming and just loving yourself and appreciating yourself, and just using the little you have to make yourself be seen out there, because there are so many models in this industry. What will make people notice you and want you to be the face of their brands if you don't want to like just take good care of yourself and brand yourself in a way that sells you? So it's basically just branding. Yeah.
Branding is key in pageantry. You already have that opportunity to get the crown, which is leadership. But what do you do with the leadership that you've been given? Not every day you're going to clean the seat or plant trees. You need now to take advantage of the brand in terms of marketing, advertising, and sell. Nobody wants to see a girl with shaggy hair doing their brand with bad, dusty shoes, walking crooked in the streets. I want to see that elegant, giraffe-looking girl walking the streets. That's my brand. So the sash that you're holding, the 15, 20 of them, will not give you that opportunity to make money. There's money in pageantry, but it's how you handle yourself as a brand. So well said and well put. Give us 2 or 3 of brands that you've worked with that probably, if it wasn't the pageant, you'll never have gotten the chance to work with.
I've worked with Kwetu Hostels. I've worked with Duran Fashions. I've worked with Optica. Yeah. And other brands.
Yes, so she's worked with brands that are big enough to sell a name. When you walk into a room and I mean, a client asks you, Navy asks you, who have you worked with? I've worked with Kwetu. They know Kwetu is student hostel. I know I can get 1,500 other students because you're that brand. So again, you place yourself in the right place at the right time, then you make whatever you want to make in this industry. People are crying there's no money, but I think there's a lot of money in pageantry and fashion. Um, so lastly, before we go, I would like you to just give an advice to this young girl who wants to join pageantry. They're struggling. They've lost so many times. They're almost giving. They're pulling their hair and saying, "This is not my thing." There's a parent who feel pageant is not something that will bring food to the table. So, as a beauty queen, as now fashion and advertising model, what would you advise parents, sisters, fathers who are out there watching you as a successful, gone out step by step to make it to the place where you are now?
Basically, I'd tell them to look at your rejections as redirections. You losing today does not mean you don't deserve it or you will not win. Every time you lose or like not get what you want, look at yourself critically and try and get to understand what you didn't do wrong, you didn't do right, sorry, and work on yourself. Work on yourself to become better and don't blame other people. Just look at yourself, work on yourself, and learn to appreciate life with whatever comes with it. And another thing I'd like to tell you guys is if you feel like you want to be a model or you feel like modeling is something you'd like to do, there's no better way to start doing it. Just try it. Just wake up one day and just go for a pageant. Just try it. If you lose, just re-strategize and just try another thing. Just keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going. And believe in yourself. Brand yourself. Make yourself look good, and just appreciate yourself. Yeah.
Great. Before you leave, I saw you doing that camera, 360 camera, with the Minister for Tourism, a very prominent woman who, if she did not reject her appointment as Attorney General, should be the Attorney General of this country. And the Attorney General is not just anyone, it's the advisor to the President. Tell us about that moment. How did you feel being on that stage with this honorable Minister for Tourism in this country?
I felt so privileged. I felt so good. That was a moment for sure. I'd say I really loved it. And generally, I'd say I'm grateful to her for being able to see us models and appreciate what we do. Yes.
That's what we tell. It's not just about winning and doing stuff.
Yeah.
There are some things that comes with being a queen. The Bible tells us God will uplift you to dine with kings on the same table. That's the moment where, as a queen, when you're very genuine, some things just happen for you. So the queens who are out there, don't be that bitter queen that thinks because I did so on and stuff like that. They say for you to win, you must work very hard, but the most important thing, you must put God first for you to be able to achieve anything that you do in this life. So I was so proud to just see a beauty queen. It makes a difference because probably because the president looks at his people and says, hey, who is this girl? I mean, her friends will be asking, how did you stoop so low to be with models on that minute? I want to ask models. Some models are queens, but they either don't want to talk to people because they feel they're there. So imagine this prominent minister had 2, 3, 4 minutes to be able to talk to a beauty queen. Beauty queens are leaders, and or some people call them celebrities. So we must be down to earth to be able to make people love us. For you to be a leader, you must serve people, and that's why we are given service. And I think our country, most leaders are not given a service, so we need to get out of that leadership, and as models, we need to people to appreciate us. Sometimes you find most of beauty queens are like, as a man, I'll be in the street and you look nice, and they say, "Ah, you're looking nice," and you feel, "Huyu jamaa anataka kunikatia," and probably throw their lineage. I think there are people like that who want just to disturb. But how do you handle such stuff? I think ignoring people will think you're a snob. Just say hi and maybe say thank you, or probably later on I'll talk and stuff like that. So again, how we handle people out there really matters. I'm happy at least you're at that stage where from Birmingham probably you want to be Miss Treasury, Miss World, Miss Universe, and you're taking time to grow. And I think that's what most of us have not learned, that usually there's a process for everything. You come from nursery to primary to secondary, university, and get employed. Why don't I go to nursery and they want to go to university? It can never be. And that's why most of the models are not really models, because they haven't taken time to study and learn what modeling and pageantry is all about. And I'm very happy for you, because you're in a stage of learning and you're ready to learn. You make it all that you need. So before you leave, what's your next project? Or what are you doing? What project are you doing now? What's your next plan after Miss Birmingham?
Next plan.
Because you look like you, a person that goes for whatever you go for. You decided you want to take it and take it with proper planning. Most people are not sure what they want to say. Nitaenda, nikishindwa, nitashindwa, nisiposhindwa. And I think everyone in life, you must go there to win. If you don't win, you say, I'll try another day. Yes.
I feel like right now, I'm not planning to go for any other pageant because I'm still Miss Birmingham. But maybe after handing over, after I'm done with my reign, I can now re-strategize and plan on how I can try an international stage now. But I'll only do that after I've handed over. So right now, we'll just work with what we have.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much once again for coming. We appreciate your time. We hope next time we call you, you'll come running. So our viewers, you've heard from the horse's mouth, this young, beautiful Joy has worked her way up the ladder from Nakuru and coming to Koka, Nairobi, and she says she wants to go international. So if you have a question, you want something to do with how to win and stuff like that, Joy can help you. Joy, could you give our viewers your handle, if you don't mind, to add more followers? I know you have one of the biggest following in social media.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at _model_joy or joyfw, and on TikTok as joyfw or Face of Nakuru. Yes.
Thank you so much. You've had the handles. We'll write it. It's running down the screen. So follow Joy, get advice, parents, models to be. See you next week on the next episode to learn more about pageantry. We want to change the industry, both fashion and pageantry. So the only place where you can get this from the upcoming, the new and the old models is right here. See you next week. Good night. Bye.